Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to catch back up with you all to give you an update on some of the changes that we've made recently and some of the previous title updates to the coverages in Madden NFL 19. In particular, want to share with you guys, give you some more detailed information, some more specifics on some of the work that we did with cover four, quarters, cover six. Um, in particular, with cover six, some changes that we made with how we defend trips, and then also cover with you guys our box check when defending bunch, and then also just give you guys some updates on some other nuggets in terms of how quarters play. First off, let's jump right into it. I'm going to share with you guys some of the details on how we go about defending bunch sets, and we classify bunch as pretty much anytime we get three receivers in close proximity to one another. Um, you know, Obviously we have formations in the game, named bunch, but a bunch could also be a close formation where you have a flanker, a tight end, and an offset back. That could be for us on defense. That could be classified as a bunch formation. So in quarters coverage in our also in palms, cover four quarters, cover four palms, the cover four side of our cover six coverages, our default adjustment to a bunch set is what we call box. Okay, so we'll kind of zoom it in here so you guys can see the diagram. So basically, in box, we have still our same players. We got our quarter flat player who's in here, if you can make that out. Our three hook player, which is our Mike. Our inside quarter player with our strong safety. Our outside quarter player with our corner. So if you think about the term box, it's essentially basically literally what we're trying to do here. As you can see, we kind of have the players in their drops sort of outlined, and essentially we're trying to form a box, a 4-on-3 defensive coverage against the three receivers. So we're trying to get our four defenders over the three receivers. So here are the basic rules. Our quarter flat player, he has the first player outside short. So he has first outside short. Our corner, he has first outside deep. Our three hook player, he has first inside short. And our safety, he has first inside deep. So let's say, for example, that we were to have a pattern like Z spot, which is a fairly common bunch route concept that you'll see in Madden and in real football, where number one were to run like the inside sit route, number two were to run the deep corner route, and number three were to go to the flat. Well, with number three going to the flat, the nickel, since he's taking first outside short, he would take the number three to the flat. With the number one going inside on the sit route, our Mike, our three hook player, he has first inside short. He would take that route. And then number two, who's running the corner route, the sail route, he's first outside deep. Our corner would take that route. And then our safety, he would also look to get eyes on that particular receiver and be ready to help out the corner on that particular route combo. So, and also, so really, if you think about it, I know a lot of coaches use a lot of terms. In a way, our box check and our standard quarters rules, essentially, you sort of get the same thing. I was at a clinic a couple of years ago, and one of my friends who's a current DB coach in the National Football League he explained it that if you just drew it out on paper, you drew out your rules, you essentially get the same thing that you would get, in a standard situation. Another, little nuance that we use when we play box on the backside, we're still playing quarters, and our free safety, he's actually looking to poach the front side. So if we were to get some wonky, funky route combo, because in the Madden world, there's an unlimited number of like hot route combinations that users can come up with via hot routes. But if we were to get something odd or something unorthodox, we have our backside free safety. He's able to poach anything coming from that particular side of the field that could be a problem. So essentially, it's our solo check. So that is our basic check with bunch, our bunch check, our box check, if you will, how we defending bunch. And that's what we went into the production this year with Madden 19, trying to, put some more defensive schemes and concepts in play to better defend bunch, so that, eventually we don't have to worry about, whatever route combo that people come up with. So that's the high level overview of how we play bunch and tight sets, if you will, with three receivers in close proximity to one another. So moving on up to cover six. And one of our recent title updates, we made some updates to cover six. We had some issues when defending trips, in particular when it pertains to dealing with a number three receiver. So we made the decision with the way we were going to play trips in cover six. We're going to make our special check. Okay. So you can think of cover six as almost cover six special. We're playing cover six to, standard formations, but anytime we get a trips formation, we're going to play special. And to recap special, if you want to know what that is, you can go back and watch some of the previous videos I've done, in particular the one on cover four palms, where we talked about dealing with trips formations. But to kind of give you an overview, quick refresher, if you will, of what special coverage is. Essentially, think of special as an X out coverage. Okay. So we're going to take this corner, our outside corner here, and we're going to lock him up man to man on number one. So no matter where number one goes, we got him. That's our guy. We're going to take him. So now what we're doing, we're playing palms on number two and number three. Now we got this nickel here. We got a 3-2 read. So we're basically looking at number three. He's looking at number three. Our safety, he's looking at number three. And just like in palms, if number three were to break out, nickel, you got him, especially if number two were to go in or go vertical. If number two were to go vertical and number three were to go vertical, nickel, you would take number two man to man. Our safety, he would take number three man to man. So his alignment would actually be more on the inside here. So he can be in position to take number three. So basically, what this allows us to do, it pretty much gets our three fast DBs, or our DBs with the speed, to be able to match with the potential of three vertical receivers. So we sort of alleviate our three hook player, our Mike linebacker, from having to be a vertical carrier number three. What he's going to do in special, he is going to wall off number three, if he goes vertical, and, so that our safety be able to position to pick him up and to basically, discourage any quick throws, assuming number three and number two were to go vertical. So we're going to play cover six. With cover six, anytime we get a trips formation to the cover four side, we're going to play special. And on the cover two side, that's going to pretty much remain the same. We have a what we call a cloud flat, a deep half safety, and a vertical hook player. Now, we have a future title update coming where we're going to be making some updates on the cover two side in terms of, some of the rules for our safety in our corner in particular, so that we can make sure that we're sound against, certain route combos that attack the cover two side of our cover six coverage. Some other notes that we've done with cover four in particular. We made a change. We found a bug, an issue, if you will, with our corner, our outside quarters logic, uh, where his facing angle, his facing direction was causing him to be put in a bad position when it was time for him to transition from zone to man. So you got, a large amount of separation at the cut. So we've since corrected that issue, and we now have him playing, his facing direction towards the man. So now our quarters coverage, after the latest title update, the first one in October of 2018 calendar year, after that title update, our man coverage, our match coverages with our outside corners are much better. Our guys, they do a much better job of, especially on post routes, trying to maintain top shoulder leverage on that receiver. Obviously, anytime you play quarters coverage or man match coverage, which quarters coverage is, you got to be cognizant of matchups and things of that nature. But, we feel that that's a very good change that we made for the better. Some other things that we got coming for cover four in our quarters system. In a future title update, we're going to be doing some work with the quarter flats players. We got some work right now that's underway in terms of having them being able to consistently play routes that are breaking to the outside, and also putting some rules in place for when we get situations where number two is crossing in, but we got somebody coming out. So basically, we're making a push call or an out call, if you will. But just wanted to give you guys a quick video update on some of the things we've done in cover four lately, with our box check with bunch and our special check out of cover six with trips.